All right, everybody. In today's video, I will be reviewing the Black Canary. I'm sorry, Birds of Prey. Harley Quinn, whatever it's called right now. I think it started out as like the Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn, Emancipation, something. And since the movie was doing so badly, they changed it to the Harley Quinn Birds of Prey movie, which is understandable. I saw it last week. It's taken me like 7 days between getting off of work and processing what I thought about it. Here's what I'm going to tell you, because I was even looking for rant videos. All I saw were like the ideas of what this movie was going to be before it even came out. So I'm going to tell you, as an informed person that actually saw it and has read a few of these comic books, I'm going to tell you what I thought about it. Before we even begin, these are some of my action figures, just a small batch of what I have in my collection. We got Black Mask, which is the antagonist in the film, Harley Quinn in her classic look, Huntress, my personal favorite from the whole genre. Batgirl, played by like the Cassie Kane, Cassandra Cain version, and Black Canary, which is like the most important character in my opinion of the group, even over Harley Quinn. Anyway, so I went into this movie. I mean, I didn't expect much because I'm not a big, huge Harley Quinn fan, especially the movie version. She's more of a good sidekick, and she's just, I don't think she's strong enough to carry her own movie. I think it's possible, but they did not succeed in this movie. But that's not why I went to see it. I went to see it because I like Huntress a lot. I really like Huntress. And I don't read the Birds of Prey if they're even published, and even when they were like brand new. And since I never have bought an issue, so I didn't expect to really get like hooked on it. But I was like, all right, Black Canary is cool. She's like Green Arrow's girlfriend, sometimes wife, I think. Like, she's cool, and it's part of the Batman universe, like the Bat family. Like, I mean, it's got a Batgirl, and every incarnation has one. And Huntress is in an alternate reality is Catwoman and Batman's daughter. So I was, and well, in this version, the modern times, Harley Quinn's in it, and Black Mask is a Batman villain, and it's set in Gotham. So I was like, I'm going to see it. So anyway, here's where they messed up. You want to know what I think the fundamental issue is? If they just had fixed this one simple little issue, I think they'd have done a lot better. Costumes sucked. The costumes were terrible. Black Mask looked like he wore the mask at the I should mention there are spoilers, so at this point, do not watch if you want spoilers hidden from you. But yeah, Black Mask didn't wear that mask till the very end fight. Like, they showed he owned it, but he didn't wear it unless he felt it was the right time, whatever the hell that is. But anyway, otherwise, yeah, Cassie Kane. Let's break down the characters, I guess. All right, Harley Quinn. I think she shows this costume, like, like she'll pull out a chest of drawer or like a trunk or something, have all these costumes. She had her old Suicide Squad thing. I swear, I feel like whoever made this movie was like, look, I know I'm making something set in the superhero universe, but we're gonna wear normal clothes, things people could find off the street. We're not gonna have like these done up things that Alfred or whoever could make us, or the Fortress of Solitude computer or whatever. Like, there's gonna be things people have to buy off the street or find. So, like, I'm serious, dude. At the end of it, when Huntress shows up, she's wearing this thing that kind of looks like this, but it looks like you see where the white stripes are? It looks like purple and white reflective construction working thing. It's not attracted to her physique at all, and it's just like, all right, so the goal is that women are not sex objects, I guess. I don't know. It was really bad. You gotta have good costumes for me. Harley Quinn never once wears something that to me said Harley Quinn. She's just got her pale skin or whatever that is, or makeup, and she just throws on yellow and pink, and it's just hideous. And it never once says Harley Quinn. Cassandra Cain, who is yet to be actually become Batgirl, is just this like pudgy Asian girl. And if you don't know about comics, you don't know what she'll become. If you are a comic book fan like I am, you're like, oh, this is Cassandra Cain. I know where this is going. Well, like it ends and she becomes Harley Quinn's mentor, and people told me in the Batman that that's gonna connect, but it's like no. You gotta have her connect to Batman now. Like this is already like I'm not buying it. It's not good. Then you got Harley Quinn, or I mean Black Canary. I'm sorry. All right. She's played by an actress that's African American, I believe. And at first, this was a slight problem for me, because as you can see with the toy, Black Canary is traditionally white. But the more I thought about it, they played up on her being a singer, which Canary should be a singer. And the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? The character was created, I think, in the 60s. And in all honesty, yeah, it makes more sense like making her more of a soulful African American type character. So I can get behind the whole African American Black Canary thing. The thing I don't like is, as you can see with this figure, is she's in blacks and blues. Well, they had her character was like in these gold pants almost all the time, and it just looked hideous. It was nothing like what I associate with the character. And once again, it all comes back to costume. So other than Black Mask, no one else matched what their costume should be. I do kind of give this movie some props because they clearly actively tried to disconnect it from Batman and Joker. The creators wanted it to be like, look, these are these women standing on their own. They're not dependent on male characters at all. But I don't think it helped them. All right. But yeah, going back to the costumes, just tragedy. If they had, I don't expect Batgirl to be in her costume with the choice they made, but Huntress could have been in it. I'm just gonna get into Huntress right now. All right, I went into this movie mostly for Huntress. The other characters, I didn't really care about Harley Quinn. I could already tell she was gonna get overdone, but I expected that. I didn't go into it. I went in there for Huntress because like Huntress is basically like this. All right, since the Infinite Crisis, like the mid '80s, her character changed with reality. She's no longer like in the Silver Age, which was like the '60s. She was the product of Catwoman and Batman, and she was this different character I don't really know much about. But if you hear people trying to push you that that's who this character is, that's not. This character is more like the Punisher, and she's like a daughter of an Italian mob boss family, and the whole family gets whacked. She's the only survivor, and she decides to make it her thing to go against killing all the people left. And she happens to use hand crossbows. And the movie does that. They play up on that's who she is, and she's this mysterious figure for the longest time. Like, oh, who is it? They even make a joke like people don't know who her name is. Like, what's her name? The crossbow killer, the arrow killer, or whatever. And then finally she tries to tell them she's the Huntress. And that's a joke in itself because no one takes her seriously. But here's what kills me is they act like she's this, and please don't take the offense to this, but she's like this emotionally social, inept, like autistic sort of character almost. Like she doesn't understand people's sense of humor. And that's the joke. Like Harley Quinn and Black Canary or whoever can make a joke, and she's like, "Duh, what do you mean? I don't understand what that means." And it's like, that's not what the Huntress is. The Huntress knows what's up. Like, she's basically DC's Punisher, and on one of the versions of it. But it's like, she's not an idiot. So, but it's like this funny moment because she's just the strong beefcake woman that's just, duh, I have no clue what's going on. You made a funny at me. Oh, that's funny? I'll laugh now. Like, it's like, why? Why did they do that? Like, that was, like, as I have said, this was the primary reason for me to see the movie. And I don't particularly like this outfit, by the way. The preferred look is more clothed. But this is what DC Mattel gave me. So I'm like, oh God, I'm already like, I was enjoying the movie 75% of the way through until she finally started talking, and I was like, oh my God, this character is garbage, and I just got tricked. I mean, not as bad as Iron Man 3 with the Mandarin, but it was bad. Anyway, so then let me break down all the characters. Ian McGregor as Black Mask, he was all right. But he really should have probably been wearing the mask more. It should almost maybe have, I understand you got Ian McGregor, so you want to show him. But maybe he should have been wearing the mask, and at the very end, the mask broke. Like it was like this weird. I don't know. I think the character is always supposed to be wearing a mask. I haven't read a whole lot of Black Mask, but I'm pretty sure that's how he goes. Black Canary kind of talked about her. She was all right. I don't like this whole deal in the shows where she seems to like have this sonic ability that's good for like a one and done. In the movie, she finally does it towards the end, and it's like she gets knocked out because it took too much out of her. I don't know. I understand like you can't have her blasting it every 2 minutes, but I don't know. Once again, I think the creators were going for this is a street level thing, and these characters don't have superpowers, which I'll get to when I get to Harley Quinn. Batgirl Cassandra Cain. Yeah, she was just like this 12 or 14-year-old Asian girl, and she was a pickpocket. I like the idea of having her in there. It's planting the seeds. I really do like this movie in the sense that they were able to, as you may have been aware, there's like this social justice movement for diversity. Well, this movie, for the most part, casting wise, other than Black Canary, is exactly what the character should be. And like I've already said, Black Canary's, the choice with her made sense. The thing is, it just was executed poorly. One figure I do not have is Renee Montoya, who later becomes the Question, a female version. She's also in the movie, played by Rosie Perez. And she's also a lesbian character, which also, like I just said, it all works out with like the whole agenda with like social justice, but except they didn't change anything, which is good. My only problem with her is I think she's getting kind of old. And it's just kind of hard for me to imagine, like when they show her kicking ass, and I'm like, I'm a certain bit of age, and she's got to be at least 10 years older than that. I don't see her kicking that ass like that, and I don't know. I just felt like I don't know. That was a bad casting call, maybe, but it was very minute. Now on to the heart of the matter. That's Harley Quinn right here. The big issue is, as you'll see in the trailer, she's walking around just like the trashiest clothes. And nothing to me says like this is Harley Quinn. It just looks like Harley Quinn on her off hours. And I understand she doesn't have to be in her jester's outfit or whatever this is. But the thing in Suicide Squad did it. In this movie, it was just like this. She puts on like some kind of transparent yellow rain. I don't know why anybody would want to wear it. There's pink. It just looks trashy. And all the other characters have similar trashy, like the gold pants that Black Canary is wearing. That to me don't say Black Canary. Like I have not seen Dinah Lance wear gold pants like that. Maybe in like an Injustice 2 skin alternation. I will say that it was cool. They mentioned Dinah Lance's mom, the previous Black Canary, having the same voice, and that's kind of cool because that honors the golden age of DC. But yeah, on the Harley Quinn, like I was saying, I feel like, all right, I'm sure I'm not the first person to say this, but there's a lot of comparisons between her and Deadpool. They both wear black and red and some white. They both were basically created around the same time in the early 90s. And they're both these characters that, in my personal opinion, are trash characters. I'm sorry if that offends you, but what I mean by trash characters are they're characters that can do whatever they want with no real consequence. They're the characters, it's understandable they're popular because we all have those terrible dead-end jobs that we hate life in, and we have to just keep slugging it through, and we wish we could be one of them that could just take a 45 and shoot somebody in the face or a big-ass mallet and hit them in the nuts and just tell them to F off and, hey, let's go get wings tonight and beers and whatever. Like, I understand it, but I still see them as trash characters. They're not awesome heroes or even as anti-heroes go. But I felt like in this movie especially, it became apparent that Deadpool's in the lead, and she's just copying him. Like DC is just biting off Deadpool. One of her big moments in the movie is like she's hungover and all this stuff. She just broke up with the Joker, even though you never see him. She decided that she's broken up with him, even though I hate to tell ladies, but he decided. And then she went and had a truck drive in. Like, she drove a truck through the Ace chemical plant and jumped out of it the last minute so it would explode. And then everyone's like, oh, she decided. No. This is how this works. The person that reacts like that got dumped. And maybe sometimes it's the girl, but in this particular case, the guy dumped her. So she wakes up hungover after doing that, and she goes to like her favorite breakfast place and orders this breakfast sandwich, and she just drools over this sausage, egg, and cheese, or whatever it is, bacon, egg, and cheese. There's definitely bacon in it. She goes on and on about that. And it's like the slow motion of the chef putting it together. And then they wrap it up, and she decides she's not going to eat it there. She's going to eat it on the walk over to wherever she's going, like her apartment or whatever. And then that's when the police come after her, and after getting knocked around, the sandwich gets ruined. Oh my God, the tragedy. Oh my God, isn't it so funny? Her breakfast sandwich, which, honestly did look good, it got ruined. So I'm supposed to think that's hysterical. And it's just like, no, this is garbage. This is like the whole Deadpool would want his tacos. At one point later in the movie, she even asked the other women if they want to go get tacos. And I was like, oh my God, this is just embarrassing. Like, it's just like, what made Deadpool good? And I'm not a big Deadpool fan, like I just said. But to see the mimicry is just sad. Overall, the movie, I didn't expect much from a February release. And I know that Deadpool has had that in the first movie at least. And it did well. I think that's the anomaly. But this movie lived up to what I would expect of a traditional February movie. It just was not very good. In all honesty, they could have won me over a lot more if they had just spent some money on some costumes. Make them look like superheroes. Instead of like at the very end, like they got this money. But like I said, the Huntress winds up wearing like this thing that's just like you would envision a construction worker's reflective work vest, and instead of orange or whatever, it's purple. And it's just, that's what it was, and it was not flattering to her form, which I'm not trying to sound like I'm looking for her body or whatever, but it's like it looked like ass, like badass. It looked terrible. And yeah, if they just gave her a personality instead of making her the Incredible Hulk without the super strength. But it could have been fixed. I really enjoyed the movie as it was going, and then once it ended and realized it didn't go in the directions I expected, because I was all like, oh yeah, we got Dinah Lance, we got Harley Quinn, we got Cassandra Cain, we got the Black Mask, we got Helena Bertinelli, that's the Huntress. It's like everything's falling in like a comic book, and then it was like, and they didn't go where they should, and it was like, ooh. It was, I don't know. They could have saved themselves even in the last 30 minutes of it. And I don't know. I know this is probably incoherent, but hopefully you enjoyed this. And let me know what you thought. If you agreed or disagreed, if I missed something, please like and subscribe. I know I'm not big budget, but I'm going to share my thoughts on these when I feel like it's relevant. Thank you.